What's going on, peeps? You know what it is. It's Rants in the building.
Alongside myself, Chase.
False 9 settings.
Yes. Right, cool. Let's get straight into it. Big game this weekend on Sunday. I told everybody in the preview, Chelsea at the Bridge against Spurs. And what happened?
Bruv, Chelsea died, bruv.
What happened, blood?
Chelsea died, blood.
Sony Ericsson, yeah. Top bin special, #1.
That was a belter, but that goalkeeper, what was that keep, bruv? Man's name is Willy, blood, and he couldn't catch an STI, fam. You know what I'm saying? He's dead, cuz. Man died. He didn't even dive, cuz.
Nah, to be fair, bruv,
his bum went, blood. The shot went off, blood. The shot went off, a man's bum just went, blood. He just went underneath the ball.
Nah, you know what? Nah, you'd be pushed to save that, to be fair.
Yeah, but dive, blood. It's like he didn't anticipate the shot, even though man opened up his body. And Ericsson had a few sighters before that.
Yeah.
So man opened up his body, yeah. The goalkeeper wasn't ready to do his job, fam.
It's mad. Anyway, Morata early on with a great header. Speaking of goalkeeper,
Hugo flapped at that cross, bruv. It was mad. He came out for the punch, the single arm punch, missed it. Good foot of Morata to keep his eye on the ball though, bruv.
And then second half, Pele Ali.
Bruv, yeah, man, like Ali, fam.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I'm not Ali's biggest fan, but what a touch.
He was due a performance because he's had a dead season.
Nah,
it was a great touch. The first touch,
Lingard's had a better season, to be fair.
Lingard's just better anyway. Like that's not even a discussion, innit? But the ball's come over the shoulder. First touch, that's one of the hardest touches in football, bruv. When the ball comes over.
You know
the
what
shoulder.
It was like poetry in motion.
Yeah.
The way he took the first touch, and in the same motion, without breaking stride, put it past the keeper.
But it was a great finish, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And
then like 2 minutes later, third goal.
It's good to be talking about him for something other than diving, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, man, like Bitcoin, bruv, just crash. You know what I'm saying, blood? I'm telling you, so he done alright, bruv. Man, like Daily Alley, blood, with the 10s, blood.
Spurs, 28 year record over. I'm happy for them still.
Yeah, bro, it's good. It is good, man. Like, it looks like the top 4 is pretty much wrapped now.
Locked off. We'll get into that later on in the show. But the next game, we were at the game, Old Trafford, Man United 2, Swansea 0. Called that result as well.
Yeah.
Just as I thought, really. To be fair, we started well. That first 45 minutes was decent.
Yeah.
2 goals in the first 20 minutes. You got Lukaku banging his 100th Premier League goal. Age of 24, exclusive club.
But then as soon as United were tuning up at half time, I told you, second half 0-0, blood. You just know what it's gonna be.
It's half and half at the moment. That's what it is. That's why everyone's a bit divided, because it's a bit of both. You never know which one is gonna turn up. Sometimes it's like that in the first half, and the second half was good. So it is what it is. Really.
It's deceptive, innit, bruv? It's deceptive, man, because you look at the game, like you look at it, and it's like boom, like Lukaku scored. And bare people say, no, he's had a sick game. But like, man was there, blood. I watched it. He didn't, like...
On a whole, in the 90 minutes...
Over the 90 minutes, I think like he done 2 or 3 things in the whole game that man could say, yeah. Other than that, he was pretty much a spectator. And that's the same with a lot of the players. Like, right now, it's just efficient, bruv. You know what I mean?
That's what Jose is, though.
It's just efficient. Like, it's not great. No one's really having great games.
But it does result in trophies, as you've seen already. Fair enough, not the major ones, but certain teams, certain managers still haven't won now. So let's not forget that, because that's what everybody's trying to do this for, is to win at the end of the day. You're not doing it to just for praise. You want things at the end of the season. So we'll see anyway. Anyway, on to the next result. Liverpool.
Bruv, that was so
Salah.
Spooky, blood.
Again, Mo Salah.
How did Mane not get sent off, blood?
It is what it is, isn't it? I suppose it is a bit peak.
Like, for me, if it's 10 men Liverpool, they probably don't even score that goal.
Different game.
It's mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're getting the rub of the green, that's just what happens, innit, bruv? They say in football sometimes you make your own luck. But, do you know what I mean? When things are going for you, stuff like that happens. The ball fell to Salah at the back post, took it well on his weaker foot. Do you know what I'm saying? But then on another day, Mane gets sent off.
What was was Mane's goal?
Mane was booked.
No, but was Mane the equaliser that Mane scored? Was that before or after?
No, it was after. It was 1-1. But then he done the little thing, grabbed it back. He was already on a booking.
Yeah, he should have got.
And then if Liverpool have 10 men, they probably don't get that chance. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair,
Palace were playing well.
Palace should have been up already, because
Benteke was flopping, cuz.
Died.
Bruv, that bear couldn't hit water if he fell out of the Titanic, fam.
Nah, it's
I'm telling you,
facts
he's
only.
dead, blood.
Facts only.
Benteke, fam. Like, he missed at least 2 sitters in that game. You know what I mean?
Shocking. But yeah.
And we called the score draw. I said 2-2. And
it could have been 2-2.
It could have been.
It could have been 2-2.
Benteke was on his job.
To be fair, it should have been 2-2. Given the fact that Mane should have got sent off, and then Benteke, if he had his shooting boots on, then they would have scored another. But Liverpool, another win. We'll see in it. Anyway, next game we got Arsenal versus Stoke. 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal always do that though. They always do that. When the pressure's off, they start just drilling teams.
No, but to be fair, if you watch the game. For like 70 minutes, bruv, it was peak. Hardly anybody in the stadium to watch the game, may I add. Yeah. Even though they said the attendance was just below 60,000.
Yeah, but they count the season tickets and everything.
Obviously.
There, like,
these men have got better things
those
to do
are
with their
tickets
time,
sold
obviously.
because man owns season tickets, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was a late flurry. They got a pen, and then I think Aubameyang scored again, and then they got another pen.
And then he let Lacazette
take it. It's all brotherly love. It's not going to work. There's no Champions League football next season. You're in the Europa League. You're not going to win Europa League this season.
Yeah, that's stressful. Aubameyang,
it is what it is. It is what it is. From Europa to Europa. That's
unless they win it, bruv. And
no, but I can't see.
They've got much harder.
We had an easy run.
We had an easy run, bruv. They got a hard run because you're going to have to see Atletico at some point, blood.
And even if it is in the final...
It doesn't matter. When you see them, blood, it's curtains.
It's curtains. Last but not least, Man City, to be champions.
They did bits in, bruv.
3-1 against Everton. I called that scoreline as well. I did say that I do expect Man City to score a few goals, but Everton did apply that pressure that I thought they'd add. And Balassi, my G, he got that late goal. But
I thought they would have kept it tighter, but bruv, it's City, innit? When City are on bits...
It was 3-0 30 minutes.
Yeah, when City are on bits, man. I thought Allardyce would have kept it tighter from the beginning, but I don't know. Maybe the game plan just went out the window, bruv. When City are playing, it doesn't really matter what your game plan is, fam. It's
mad because now, obviously, they are playing United at the Etihad next week, and if they do catch the W...
Then they win the league, fam.
It's peak.
But I don't know, but you know what Jose's like, fam.
Yeah, I'm expecting
I'm expecting a bus, a plane, the coach, the luggage, everything. I reckon he'll play for that 0-0, fam. In that game, it's gonna be a snooze fest.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'll put my hands up. I'm glad, I'm cool with that. I'm fine.
But if man does that and we still lose,
then it's a different story. But
I don't know, blood. But either way, like I can't see past City. I can't see past City winning that league, bruv. Like if they don't win it,
what next week?
Yeah, I think that it's written, blood. I feel like everything just happens sometimes, innit? And I feel like the fact that it's fallen that they can win it against us, they will, blood. Because even if they don't, they'll win it the next week.
Yeah, you know what? No,
I
was talking to my cousin the other day, and he was telling me that we probably will have a good game defensively,
and then lose,
do our job, and still lose.
Yeah, but
still lose 1-0.
If we stop them from winning it, like boom, they're gonna win it the next week anyway. So there's nothing to be gained. I just feel like the way the stars have aligned for City. You know what I mean? The same way they won it on goal difference, and man had to watch that. I feel like we're going to have to watch this again, bruv.
We'll see in it. Alright, and now to our first main talking point of the week. Obviously, Spurs finally beating Chelsea at the Bridge after 28 years. Poch, the man to do it. You have to give him his ratings.
Have to.
Trophy or not. I said already from last week that I reckon that this was the time. Every dog has its day, and Sunday was going to be Spurs' day. Because if you want to go back 2 years, 2-0 up at the Bridge.
Yeah, capitulated.
And then they bottled it. Obviously, Hazard, top corner, Leicester won the league. We all know what happened there. Yeah. And then last season, they scored in the first 11 minutes, 12 minutes. Yeah. They were 1-0 up, and then they bottled it again. And then this time round...
Yeah, they scored early again, but...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, I was saying over the weekend that I believe that that's what was needed for the change. That Chelsea needed to score first to kick Spurs into overdrive and then continue the game, because Spurs always start well and then fizzle off. This time they didn't start that great, but then after Chelsea scored, you get me?
But bro, it shows a lot. It shows a lot to do with Pochettino and the mentality he's instilled in the players.
Yeah, I know.
They were 2-0 down against Juve.
Yep.
Their man went down against Chelsea, away from home. Heads didn't drop, game plan didn't change. Their man played the same
mentality,
football. And they turned it around and he scored goals, blood. I'm telling you, this guy He's the guy, bruv. Everyone chats shit. What has he won? Who's he managed, blood?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, who's he managed? Man was at Espanyol with no money.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? Man was at Southampton with no money.
Yep.
He turned Southampton into a credible team. He's left them now. They're probably going to get relegated, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And now you're looking at Tottenham as well. He inherited Adebayor, Andros Townsend and them, man. And he's
credit is given.
And he's turned Tottenham into a credible side, bruv. Like, to a comfortable top 4 team. With no money, because when you look at the net spend, it's like 30 M's, blood. Like, them man sold Kyle Walker for 50 million.
Yeah, they have to sell to buy.
They have to sell,
buy.
And they have to sell their best players. It's not the same as having your best players and then bringing in other guys to build. He always has to make up for losing, man. And guess what? He lost Kyle Walker, and Trippier's playing, and Trippier don't look any worse than Walker,
yeah, no,
bro.
it's true.
And he spent, but Trippier didn't cost a tenth for what Walker cost almost. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's giving him the same output is coming from.
And that's what I'm saying, and he keeps doing that, bruv. And that's the thing with Poch, like he keeps doing it. You can say
the same with Ben Davis and Rose. There was an issue with Danny Rose.
And then he got injured.
All of a sudden,
but didn't matter. Ben Davis came in. Man ain't talking about the fact that Wanyama was out injured for most of the season. Lamella was out injured for most of the season.
Alderweireld was out.
Toby was out.
There was a period Vertonghen was out.
Bro,
he was just making it work.
I'm telling you, and he makes it work. It doesn't matter who plays in the system.
Intermittent injuries here and there, and he still.
But that's why I keep telling man about Poch. It don't matter who plays.
Injured here and there.
Yep, and then they played Son up front, and Son was still scoring.
Start of the season.
Because they've got such a good structure and they're so well coached. It doesn't matter who plays where. The football's still the same, and the results 9 times out of 10 are still the same, blood. You can see that he has a formula, bruv, and it works. And it works away from home as well. He doesn't change the way he plays to accommodate what the other team does. He's confident enough in his players to play the game, bruv. And you know what? Man for man, it's alright. Yeah. It's not amazing.
Yeah.
You know, them ones there, but they're playing a lot higher than the sum of their parts, and that's down to the manager. Completely down to the manager.
He is a top manager. And obviously, there is the argument that he has never won a trophy, and this season needs to be the season. Obviously, he's got United in the FA Cup in 2 weeks. We'll see, innit? We'll see. Like, even as a United fan, I'm not even going to lie, yeah, if we do lose to Tottenham, I'm fully rooting for them in the final, 100%.
So am I, but I think Chelsea will beat them. I just feel like Chelsea have got the players.
What, Spurs doing Spurs things?
Yes, I think Chelsea have got the players on the big stage that just know how to win, innit? And I think that's what it comes down to sometimes. And the fact that Tottenham have just beaten Chelsea, now Chelsea owe them one, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like on the big stage when it really matters.
You can say the same thing about us. We owe Chelsea. We owe
Tottenham one because they bopped us, blood. We do. But then if we get to the final and we're playing Chelsea, blood, we just beat them. So now they owe us one. So it's like,
It's just all three of those teams are literally got the same mentality for the same trophy. We all are in the same similar predicament.
I think all the teams. I think out of all the teams, Tottenham the least need a trophy because I feel like we need the least for the reason why I believe if we don't win a trophy, it's been a shit season, blood. Like for me, we need to win something because we're United. Yeah, Chelsea because they're not finishing in the top 4. I feel like they have to win a trophy, blood. If Tottenham finish second or third,
and going to the new White Hart Lane.
I'm going to New White Hart Lane with Champions League football. It's not that bad.
They go again. It's not a mad team.
You know what I mean? But for Chelsea not to win anything and finish in the Europa League spot is mad. And for us to not win nothing, even though it's not a disaster because you won 2 last year, the fact that City are going to win 2 this year, and the fact that we haven't really played great, we can just mask all of Chelsea and Arsenal to miss out on the top 4. That's what it's looking like, bruv. The gap. The gap, fam.
The gap is widening its peak. You got Arsenal 13 points behind Tottenham. So, like, really and truly, if Arsenal can finish in the top 4, theoretically, that means we can still win the league.
Yeah. So either one's not happening, basically.
Yeah. And then you got Chelsea 8 points behind Tottenham after the 3-1 loss at the Bridge.
And I can't see Tottenham dying now. Do you know what I mean? And
7
also,
games to go.
I don't think Chelsea are going to win all the rest of their games.
Me neither.
They're too inconsistent.
That win was detrimental to their season, and now I think that's it.
Yeah, man called it a 6-pointer before the game. I said Chelsea needed to win that for any
more than Spurs.
Way
Spurs
more.
needed to win it because of their history, not because of what's going on in the current form of the table.
Yeah,
Chelsea needed to win it for what's going on right now.
Right.
They needed it. So now obviously their focus is on the FA Cup, but Champions League for Chelsea, especially for players like Eden Hazard.
Bruv, and there was enough talk of Hazard leaving even before that.
I think he's going to go, in my personal opinion. I can't see him staying at Chelsea and playing in the Europa League.
Yeah, it's true. He's not a Europa League player.
From the start of the season as well. It's not like you drop down into this competition mid-season and it's like, alright, cool. He's not Europa League.
And because Real Madrid have had such a topsy-turvy season, you know they're going to splash.
100%. They're ready. They haven't done that for a while.
Yeah.
For a big...
They haven't, because they haven't needed to.
And got him.
But now,
to get Dave, obviously.
They're going to go ham for him. Yeah, they're going to go ham for him. So, Hazard's gone, bruv. I feel like...
What do you think it means for Chelsea, like, going forward?
I think that Abramovich is gonna... Well, Conte's gone. I said that for a while. But I think that Abramovich needs to actually put his hands in his pocket now, because he hasn't done that for a while.
Yeah, we know the situation with him. His money's not as long as it used to be.
It's not. Do you know what I
mean? He's still.
But also, I don't even think that. I just think that his money was always long, but football players were more reasonable.
Okay.
Remember when he was coming in doing the Madders, blood? Duff was 17 mil on that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
And now it's all 50 and 60 and 80, blood.
It's not the same type of money.
It's not the same type of money. Do you know what I mean? It's not
30
million, 36 million for Hernan Crespo, and that men were like, but it's not 36 mil no more, blood.
It's
56
mil, or 66 mil.
89 mil.
We have to pay 75 for Rom and Chelsea 65 for Morata.
You see what I'm saying? We have to give them 75 mil and Rooney, blood.
And look what's happening with Morata for that same 65 mil that you paid for him. So I'm guessing he's probably looking at that as definite not value for money.
That's it.
And he's not going to be trying to.
So I think that Abramovich
in his pockets,
he's just not on spending the kind of money that it takes, innit? So I think that could be detrimental to Chelsea in the long run, bruv. Because if he's not spending the money, I think they're just going to start to drop. They're not going to be able to attract the players. They're not going to be able to attract the managers.
Yeah. Because
there's only so long you can kind of live off, like, the past. And when I mean the past, it's recent history. Because before that, they were what? Coca-Cola Cup team, blood.
Yeah, so, it's true. They were Chelsea were always a good cup side.
Yeah, they don't have have the heritage of a Liverpool.
Heritage.
Or you know what I'm saying? The heritage, blood. They don't have it, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So if they're not paying the money no more, back in the day, that man paid for Villas Boas to leave his contract. They were buying managers and that.
Yeah.
It was alright.
It was checkbook stuff.
It was, but now they can't do that now. So I feel like it could be worrying times for the Chelsea fans, bro.
And then on to the new 6th FC. Yeah, see Karma. You see, the thing is, it's mad.
Bruv, the banner was
from
lit,
Chelsea
blood.
and Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
No names needed, yeah, because I got a man in my WhatsApp group that just for years, or for the last 2-3 years, tried to give man corn. And now look.
They were throwing sixes about, blood.
What life has dealt you. Look what's happened.
I'm telling you, blood.
It's peak, and we're still levelling up. We're nowhere near how we should be as a club, and yet still we're second. And you man are about to suffer, bro. Especially Arsenal, because it's 2 years for them.
Yeah.
We didn't do 2 years back to back Europa League. We did 1 year, like from the start. And from the start, we went to the end and we won it. So obviously, I might be speaking to you early, but like I said, I don't think you're going to win the Europa League.
I don't you know what I'm saying? So what, man is saying that Arsenal's the new Liverpool fan?
A moment of silence for AFC is peak. Obviously, going forward with them, next season, I don't know. Obviously, they're going to have Europa League from the start of the season, so it's not like it's going to be a fresh run.
And there's talks of a new manager, but I don't think that's
I don't think so. No
I
way.
believe Arsene's coming out, blood, with that long coat next season.
No
blood.
way. I can't see Wenger leaving. Why would he?
Nah.
He's comfy.
I think he sees out that... he sees out the contract. He'll probably say to them, boom, I want one last shot at it, and then we'll see what happens, bruv. He's bought in Aubameyang.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and then he signed a new deal the other day. These like what? Like,
yeah, I mean,
look at the
Ozil
signs.
signed a big deal.
Look at the Ozil signed a 4-year deal. Look at the signs. It doesn't look like Wenger's leaving anytime soon. To be fair, he's bought a bag of man in the last 12 months. Why is he just gonna just leave them?
It doesn't make sense, brother. Like I know Arsenal fans really want him to leave, but bruv, like as I said, it's karma, bro. Like it is what it is. Like football's all about banter, but now the joke's on you, man. And like Podge, bruv, Podge got sacked, cuz. Bruv, he got appointed in November, cuz.
November, and he's gone.
It's April, bruv. Man just got deaded off at Easter.
No resurrection.
Man got deaded off, blood.
No resurrection.
Bruv, it is peak, blood.
That P45.
Podge, cuz. And it's like, bruv, it's just the mediocre management, bruv, in English football, bruv. You're dying, bruv. Mark Hughes, Pardew, Allardyce, all these just a revolving door of sackings. You know? It's like, bruv, flipping hell, them man CVs are strong.
You know what it is? A lot of people will pull out the smallest violin in the world and say, he just come in, rare. At the end of the day, you were brought in to do a job. You've got them sinking at the bottom of the Premier League table. They're what, 7 points adrift?
They're done. And the thing is, no matter who they bring in, they ain't going to be able to save them.
They won in 10 games, 8 losses in a row. Like, bro, see you later.
Their morale is shot to bits, blood. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like Lenny King's knees, blood. I'm telling you, they're just knackered. The morale is gone, blood. I'm telling you, shot to pieces, fam.
Nah, tell a lie. I feel it for West Brom because I like them as a football team, to be fair. They're a side that's been in the Premier League for many a year now. It will be sad to see them go, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, bruv. And to be fair to Pardew, bruv, like, he does like to play football. Like, when he was the Palace manager, he had man playing football, blood.
Yeah, but it depends on the players.
But he just don't have the players, blood. Like, the West Brom wasn't the job for Pardew.
Come on, man. He's got man like who's that brother that plays number 10 for West Brom? Is it Phillips? Matt Phillips.
Him and Rondon, innit?
Yeah.
The man are just units, cuz like, there's no footballing ability.
Chris Brunt, he's got James Morrison. Nah, these guys are not the guys who won in the relegation.
I mean, it's not Zaha, Balassi, bruv, and Puncheon, blood.
Precisely.
You know the ones.
At Palace, he had ballers at his peril. He did.
So I don't know, bruv. It's funny though, bruv. Like when I see man got sacked, and they always bust that mutual consent thing. Blood.
He got sacked.
Man got sacked, blood. There's no way, man.
They sacked him and then he said cool and he agreed to leave.
Man went in November. There's no way they said to man, yo, try a thing for a few months.
And then we'll see how it goes.
No, I mean, he probably signed at least a 2-year deal.
Yeah. Especially given his name. They would have said, alright, cool, we expect you to
even I said they brought him in thinking, like, this was for the championship.
We said it last week.
Yeah, so that means man realistically thought he could keep them up. I don't know who they thought Pardew was, blood.
Superman.
Do you know what I mean? When he went to that interview, they must have thought he was someone else, blood. Do you know like that? Because man's CV doesn't say saving teams, blood.
Nah, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? They should have tried to poach Allardyce, blood, if they wanted to stay up. I'm telling you.
It's peak.
It is mad, blood. So West Bromwich, like, unfortunately, guys, bruv, them man are going to be playing Birmingham City in the championship, blood.
Big derby.
Derby days, fam. You know the ones there.
You know what it is? I just want to add quickly. The sacking rate in the Premier League, even around
it's the highest in the history of the Premier League.
Down all divisions, you're seeing at least 8 to 9 managers going per season on average.
But I feel like football's changing. So rightly so. I believe, like players, if you look at a player, if you get signed for big money at a club and you have a job to do, bruv, look at Mickey. And then, man, like, bruv, if a team brings you in and within 2 years you're not cutting the mustard, bruv, you get chopped. That's what it should be like for managers. I don't believe that managers should be getting like 5-6 year contracts, blood. Because,
what, you mean from the jump?
Yeah, from the jump.
You have to prove your worth.
You should give man a 2-year deal with add-on and add-on and add-on. Like players get the extension, the extra year. That's what managers should get, blood. When you give a manager 6-year contracts and that, bruv, that's wild.
Especially these revolving door managers that you know already that
man that don't have
50-50, it could be
man that don't have pedigree.
It might save you don't know.
Unless a manager's got real pedigree, and there's not too many managers in the world that have that pedigree to say, bruv, they're definitely going to do bits. You can't give them long contracts.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't make sense,
they
bro.
Don't worry it
you have to treat the managers like the players, bro. Football's changed now. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of management now is about man management more than anything else, blood. Because the players are on more money. They got more power. They got bigger egos. This isn't the days when players were on like the Giggses and that. Them man were 50-60 grand a week, blood, and we thought they won a lot of money.
I remember when Rio Ferdinand got 100 grand and
everyone was going like it's mad. You know what I mean? And then Theo's just picking it up, blood.
Jesse Lingard's more than 100 grand.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a different game, blood. Like, look, even when Chelsea won the Champions League, Di Matteo, why? Because the players played for him, blood. It had nothing to do with his managing ability, fam. It's if you just bring in a man that can just get the players to play for them
and the cohesion going,
that's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough these days. Like, you don't have to be an amazing manager. Look what they're doing at Burnley now, blood.
Look what they're doing at Swansea. Even though we beat them the other day, but look what they're doing at Swansea. Swansea, I'm sure when Pardew was appointed at West Brom, Swansea were bottom.
Yeah, it's mad.
And now Swansea, I'm not too sure, but I know they're about,
pretty much safe now.
They're 6 points.
Yeah.
They're 6 points above the team that's in 19th.
Yeah.
But bro, that's 6 points better off.
Yeah, 6 points better off, and I think Swansea.
They were bottom. They were bottom when he signed.
A man saw Abraham and that. They got players. They're gonna be alright.
Yeah, they are.
They'll stay up. Do you know what I'm saying? But football has changed now, blood. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If you lose the dressing room, or you start to lose 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's curtains.
It's curtains for you, bruv. Teams are not just going to say, you know what, we back the manager, because these players are on big wages.
Especially with these new owners as well, man.
Bruv, these players are on big big wages.
A lot of these new owners aren't football man.
They're not, blood. It's all about the commercial side of the game, fam. And that's what I'm saying. Certain players are worth so much to the club. I'm sacking the manager for you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's up to people to decide whether they think it's right or not. But at the end of the day, man, like, it is what it is, bruv. You look at the best managers in the game, yeah, and man management, bro.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, man management, bruv. And that's why even little things like when people said they wanted Harry to get the England job. Harry ain't no fucking great tactician, bruv. Like, everywhere he went, he signed Peter Crouch. But you know what? Harry gets players to play for him, bruv.
You get them players playing.
He gets them playing, all of them. He knows every single player how to get the best out of them, bruv. Whether you're fucking Ben Johnny or whether you're anyone, blood. It don't matter. Like, man don't want to leave Harry, blood, when they play for him. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Those are the kind of managers now, in this day and age,
that are needed.
That are going to do well, blood. All this tacticians and all that. We saw it with LVG, blood. Man's got every single manual. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If man are not playing for you, don't matter, fam.
See you later, Padre. Right, we got a big one for you, a nice one. If there was a group of death involving Manchester United's 1999 treble-winning team, Jose Mourinho's double-winning team when he first came to the Premier League, when he won the league back-to-back, Arsenal's invincible team, or this current Man City team, where would they finish in the group?
Yeah, so, where would they finish in the group? Make sure you leave your comments as well. Let us know where you think that these man will finish.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go first. I'll give my reasons afterwards and then you can go. First, Manchester United's 99 treble-winning team.
Yeah.
Second, Jose Mourinho's 04-05, 05-06.
Yeah.
And then third, the reason why I can't get my answer yet is because I want to see how many games City finish with. I mean, sorry, not how many games, how many points and wins and goals they finish with this season. And it's a toss-up between. But if they do burn those records and get like 100 points and their goal difference is all like plus 85, and then they've only lost one game, I'll put them in front of Arsenal's Invincibles because they're playing better football.
I think I would put them in front of them anyway for the simple fact that, bruv, like, City, even if City drew all the rest of their games that they've got, let's see, they'll still have less draws than that Invincible team.
Arsenal drew a hell of games that season.
I think, as far as I remember, it was 11 games they drew. Bro.
Yeah, 11 or 12 at least in the Premier League.
That's a lot of games, blood, to draw.
It's a lot of draws.
Do you know what I'm saying? And as we've seen with United's league position and Tottenham's league position, bro, when you draw a game, you might as well lose one, blood. Because them man have drawn, what, 9 games?
Drawing more so than losing is dead, to be fair. Like,
because 1 point, you're better off. You know what I'm saying? If you draw 3 games, you might as well lose 1 and win 1, bruv. You got the same amount of points.
Very true.
And you still got a game to spare. Do you know what I mean? So, draws are booked, to be
honest. Yeah, you know what? That's very true. That's very true. It's true. Think about it. If you draw 3 games, fair enough, you didn't lose and you're unbeaten. But in those 3 games, I could win 2 and lose 1 and I still have more points than you. Yeah. What would you rather? What would you actually rather? Because
that's it.
That's the fact of the matter. So, anyway, yeah, Arsenal for me, I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans that are going to be in the comments but if you deep it, like, fair enough, you didn't lose the game.
And then when you look at your form in all the other competitions as well,
because the Premier League isn't the only competition that you're playing in. We're talking about who was the best team in that whole season.
Yeah.
Not just Arsenal's Invincibles for that Invincibles thing that they did, that Invincibles team, because there was other competitions that they played in.
Yeah, and they didn't fit as well. Like they didn't fit anywhere near as well.
in the Champions League that season.
Yeah, so I don't know. And when you're in a league like that where it wasn't that competitive, let's be honest.
It was just us two, really.
Exactly, and when we're fighting on Chelsea, all fronts, and you're not really, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. It's just like last season, when United won the Europa League, league form went out the window, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's hard to fight on all fronts, and then even look at City now. Do you know what I'm saying? Them man are out the FA Cup.
So wait,
you know what I mean? Something has to give.
So what? Who's your force?
I think in that order. So United, Chelsea, I think City before Arsenal, bruv. And that's not to take away from Arsenal, but bruv, the league is just so much more competitive now. Like, it's mad. Do you know what I mean? That's why I have to give it to City, because what City are doing is mad. Like,
if they end up breaking the goals records, they're on track to score over 100 Premier League goals. They're on track to also win the league with the most goal difference at the moment. I think they're 30 goal difference ahead of us, and their actual goal difference is like plus 67.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the season, depending on what numbers they do, bruv, man might even have to readdress that again, because the Chelsea team were good. Yeah, they won it back to back, innit? So
that's my thing. The retaining is the reason why I have Arsenal 4th also.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of games other than the Premier League, because it's not just the league we're talking about. And
Chelsea won it back to back. United won it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So because of that, with that squad, so that squad of players,
it just goes to show you how good the squad
that
really
shows how
was.
good the squad was. They didn't have to bring in too many people, get rid of too many people. That squad was solid enough to retain, and retaining the Premier League, as you've seen over the years, is not very easy to do. So with that in mind,
Arsenal have never retained the Premier League. That's another thing. So, Arsenal have never retained the Premier League. You've won it, but you've never retained it. So how good was your squad really? Think about it. How good really were you that season? As to the reason why you couldn't just,
because you would have won, you would have added to your squad, and then you still didn't win it again. So do you know what I'm saying? Like, with the way City are going, if they win it this year, depending on what they do, you might have to reevaluate it, because they're doing...
I could definitely see the City squad retaining the Premier League.
I can.
Even if they don't really improve in terms of who they're going to buy,
and even if they don't
improve, football and the way they
and even if they don't win it by as many points, even if they win
thank you.
Even if they lose 3 next year,
even if they win it by 2 points, it will be still be winning the Premier League.
I feel like they're that far ahead from everyone else. I think that they have to lower their standards
for us to catch the gap.
For anyone to catch them.
Yeah, it's true. Do you know
what I'm saying? Because they've outspent, and also they've outplanned everyone, bruv. They were buying man for Pep before he was even at the club. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, these man, like, their whole project is deep, fam. So, really, like, this should be City's cycle. Like, Barca had their cycle in.
Yeah, and then they'll do bits for the next 2 to 3 years.
2-3 years.
And then Pep will leave.
That's it. And then Real Madrid came in.
Yeah.
But this looks like City's cycle of 2 or 3 Premier Leagues. Like, if anyone breaks that in between, then you have to say that they've done an amazing job, bruv.
Yeah, I can see us potentially giving them a challenge next season, obviously depending on who we buy. But to be honest, I don't see it coming to anything. I see City probably winning.
Yeah, if you're being realistic, you just have to think that these City players are going to have an extra pre-season under their belt, an extra year of gelling.
No one's leaving.
No one's leaving unless Pep don't want them.
Yeah, and to be fair, they've all recently just come. Even if you want to talk about the players that were there before, he's only kept the ones he wants to stay at the club. He's literally got rid of all of his dead woods.
Man's ruthless with it, bruv. Like, he would dash man in the reserves, bruv. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And
feel no way about it.
That's it. So, I think that list could be readdressed next season, depending on what they do. But as it stands, I think the teams that have retained the Premier League title, you have to think about. And also, the United 08 squad, for me, I feel like that starting 11 was even better than the 99 one. Bro.
Yeah, the only that was one of the things that I couldn't quite get right.
I think the
08 one or the 99 one. The only reason I went for the 99 one is
because of what they won.
We only lost, I think, 4 games that season or 5 games in the whole season. Yeah. So obviously we got to the end of every competition. Yeah. So barring the League Cup, but that would only been 1 loss.
Yeah.
But I think we only lost 5 to lose 5 games in like a 60-game season and then win everything. For me, it's the extra trophy on top.
That's it. That's why. So like, when a lot of people are saying, "Oh, is this the best football team you've ever seen in the Premiership?" No, you can't say that, bruv. Until they win the league 3 years in a row, they can't be, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And until they win the Champions League, they can't be, bruv. It's that simple. Because when United won the Champions League in 08, they played Chelsea in the final, who were the runners-up in the Premier League, bruv. So when you look at that, their man were playing. They beat the best team in the 2 best teams in Europe were in England.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no runner waiting.
It's true.
Because that man saw us in the final again.
Yeah, it's true.
So we played in a much more competitive league, a much more even league, and the standard of the teams were a lot higher, bro.
A lot higher.
So you have to say, do you know what I mean? That Chelsea team and that United team, they were 2 of the best teams in Premier League history, bro, because they both made the final 1 and 2. Do you know what I'm saying? And when has that happened again?
Yeah, it hasn't. Well, it was on the way to happening, and then obviously Didier Drogba, but it's a disgrace. They got robbed. Obviously, UEFA Lona didn't want to see that again because it would have been Chelsea, Man United for 2 seasons running.
Yeah. But that's it. So for me, that Chelsea and that United squad, them 2 squads, if we're talking about best Premier League teams, we have to be talking about one of them 2. We have to be talking about one of them 2 clubs, and it has to be one of them 2 squads, innit?
Yeah, so you could say that Chelsea's. But the only thing is that Chelsea team, they didn't end up winning anything. What they did They won the Premier League under Ancelotti, was it?
Yeah, under Carlo.
Was it? Was it?
It was Carlo.
09, 010. After we saw the season we saw Ronaldo. After season we saw Ronaldo, they won the league.
Yeah.
I remember. So it's either one of those type of squads in around those 2 years, or the original Jose 04, 05. For me, that Jose 04,
04, 05.
For me,
Duff,
that
Robin,
Jose
Drogba.
04, 05
Bodies.
team. Oh gosh. He came in and he literally took the Premier League from Sir Alex and said, "Yo, little man, jam." And that for the first time, like I said, Wenger didn't do that. He took it from man, and then we got it back the season after. And usually, every season after Man United got it back, we hold it. This time, they took it from man, and he blew us away as well. Biggest points tally, well, it was back then. They scored a hell amount of goals. Drogba was moving like an animal. Damien Duff.
They
Robin,
were just crazy, innit?
Makelele, Lampard, the old school John Terry when he was younger. They had a squad, man.
There you have it, guys. So leave your comments. Let us know.
Alright, that was this week's episode of False 9. Please leave your comments in the comments below. Just get it popping. Obviously, who do you think was your best team out of that group of death that we were talking about between Man United's 99 team, Chelsea 04, 05, Man City's current team, or Arsenal's Invincibles?
Yep, and also let us know who was your player of the weekend, bruv. Who was on smoke? Obviously, man has to give it to Dele Alli, bruv, because man got a brace. It was, for me, it was a toss-up between him or Christian Eriksen. Eriksen did pull out a decent worldie of a goal. His stats were good as well, but Dele Alli, 2 goals, the winners at the end of the day. So for me as well, yeah, Dele Alli played the weekend. But let us know, man. Let us know, because you might think that it was someone else this weekend. So yeah, drop it in the comments. Alright, guys. Well, you know who it is. Rants in the building. It was emotional. Myself, Chase, and this has been False 9.